What's up, guys? It's Tony, aka T-Slaps here, and we are back with our Week 5 Teambuilder versus Liv and the Oldale Folks Home. Of course, make sure to go check out her and all the other content creators here in the NCP down in the description below. Of course, our NCP playlist is also down there as well if you want to check out any of the previous weeks. And of course, if you're watching this a little bit late, then you might be able to see the NCP Week 5 battle itself go up, as it will be going up tomorrow on Friday. But anyways, we are facing Liv. Spoiler alert if you have not seen the previous week, but we are currently 0-4 right now after taking a very tough loss against PatMac. And with that, that pretty much ruins any playoff chance we have. If we want to make playoffs, we got to go perfect from here on out. We got to get ourselves some good differential, and we really just got to play our asses off and hope that other coaches are also, don't do too well. We don't have too many high standing teams. Speaking of standings, because I'm not playing the battle late, I can go share all the standings, and there shouldn't be too much of a spoiler or anything like that. And actually, from what you can see, there isn't like a big gap or anything like that. It's a pretty evenly spread out ranking going through, so there is a chance that I can. There's still 4 teams that are undefeated. Sheesh, that is crazy. But there's a lot of teams here at the bottom with me. So I'm really hoping that we can pull ourselves up and maybe snag like an 8 seed, which would be cool. It sucks because we were really good differential-wise before the game last week against PatMac, so we do have a lot to make up for now because of that. But I think we can definitely do it. But I think we have to win out from here on out. So we got to take every game seriously. We got to take the prep to an extreme. And we're going to start that right here. Not that we haven't been doing that, but we definitely have to try to perform the best we can. This week, like I said, we're going up against Coach Liv, the Oldale Folks Home. As you can see, she is 1-3 -7. We're 0-4 -13 at the very bottom of the league at the moment. But with enough introduction and rambling, we're just going to go into the matchups. Of course, you'll see it in a moment at the top right corner. But for right now, it's right here on the screen. Our 10 are the same as usual. This is the last week to make playoffs, or not make playoffs, sorry, to make transactions. So I'm definitely gonna take a day to look into transactions, talk to some coaches, see what maybe I can do to improve my team a little bit. I think that I don't have any solid, devoted hazard setters, so that might be a problem. And that's really the biggest problem. Sometimes my speed tiers are a little whack, but I think that's really the main problem I'm having, so maybe I'm going to look around at that and see what I can do about it. But we are just going to rock out right now this week with our Necrozma, Weavile, Melmetal, Mandibuzz, Sylvalia, Aromatisse, Gastrodon, Rotom-Mow, NIHLEGO, and Magmortar. Whereas our opponent's team is off to the left a little bit. We got it right there with Clefable, Kyurem, Buzzwole, Starmie, Skarmory, Blissey, Ryperior, Alolan, Ninetales, Skuntank, Trevenant, and Arctozolt. So she has a hell weather team. And Stall, kind of a combination of both, and that's something that she really wanted to preface during the drafting and post drafting, was that she's going to make Stall work even in this 10-minute timer. And for people who know me, I love playing Stall. Or at least a kind of balanced Stall. Her Stall is very Stall. But people in Gen 7 knew me as the timer stall guy, so we might have a little bit of trouble with this. Something that has been prefaced to me by a couple of goons is that I really need to watch a timer, because this game is going to take a lot more turns, and with a lot more turns means a lot more thinking in between turns, meaning a lot more time, meaning there's a good chance I could run out a lot sooner, whereas she just have a quick recover, having a quick toxic, whatever. Not much thinking to her gameplay in some scenarios. But as you can see, the teams are at the top right. We're going to go into what we decided to bring. Of course, first off, here we have a set. I want to shout out to Owen for this set, because this is something that he wanted to point out right away that I could bring, and I really love seeing it. With this NIHLEGO with Black Sludge, I considered Berry for that Skarmory coming in, and I'll explain that in a minute. As you can see, it's a speed boosting NIHLEGO, because we got Sludge Bomb, Grass Knot, Charge Beam, and Pain Split. Now, looking at her team, you can see that her most likely response to this is going to be the Ryperior, which she's going to be very scared of Grass Knot, and I'm going to be considerate of Rindoberry, and maybe the Starmie. depending on how bulky. But I don't even think like Skarmory really wants to come in. But the most likely thing is going to be that Blissey. And this takes advantage of Blissey heavily. I'm able to paint split, and with its high HP stat, of course, I'm going to be able to get up to full pretty easily. Charge beaming to get my special attack up pretty freely against it, and then Sludge Bomb and Grass not really hit Liv's team extremely hard. Depending on how soon we end up sending in this NIHLEGO, then we can potentially just sweep up. There's like very few things that can take hits from full against the team, and that's something I'm going to look into after I finish this team builder, what exactly we really want everything at. But I think at like +3 or +4 we're pretty good, and if she doesn't switch out right away on my charge beaming, thinking like maybe she forgets paint split and thinking that she can just beat it with Blissey's seismic toss before I can even do anything with the charge beam setups, if I get up to +6, then it's just definitely a sweep at that point. But I think even just like +3 or +4, depending on where we are in the game, it really just going to be able to put in the work. So I thank you for Owen for that set. Another thought I had was that maybe she'd be able to go into Skarmory first to take a hit if it's like a Spadef Skarmory, and then I would need to take maybe an Iron Head from it, and that's why I wanted to Berry. But I decided Black Sludge, or they decided, I guess, that Black Sludge would be better, and I agree with that. I think it is more than likely, because I think the Blissey is just so free to switch into in most NIHLEGO situations. Next, we got a Melt Metal set here, Double Iron Bash, Body Press, Toxic, and Iron Defense. Something I really wanted was to bring Protect or Substitute. I was leaning more towards Protect. No, I think I was leaning more towards Substitute, actually, over Double Iron Bash, and I thought just Mono Body Press would be good. But then I would have trouble breaking up freaking Clefable of all things. I think Clefable would be very scary to a Melt Metal, which is insane to think about. But I did decide that I needed to bring the Double Iron Bash. I have enough attack investment to, I believe, ensure an OHKO on Fizdef Clef, if I'm not mistaken. Enough defense investment to ensure that there was it was some rule to it KO'd with Body Press after I get one Iron Defense up. I don't remember exactly what it is, I'm sorry. And it should be able to work against the defensive Buzzwole, which I think she's going to bring. I'd be able to get a Toxic off on it, and then at +2, the Drain Punch from a non-attack invested Buzzwole is doing 20%, and then I just get up another one, and I get up another one, and I'm just really solid against it. So that's kind of my plan with that, to chip down the Buzzwole. It does really good, I think, in most scenarios. It can take advantage of the Skarmory. It can take advantage of, a lot of things on her team. So that's what I'm really looking forward to doing. Next, we got our Weavile here. The choice Bandit, Icicle Crash, Knockoff, Brick Break, and Aerial Ace. The speed investment is a creep for, let me think here, for Starmie. Brick Break, of course, for the screens. Aerial Ace for the Buzzwole, if I think I can get that prediction correct. And Icicle Crash and Knockoff, just my main stabs. I didn't want to bring Triple Axle because I'm not bringing protector pads. And I think that I'm just going to get Rocky Helmet spammed against her low-key, especially with the Buzzwole. I think the Buzzwole is going to bring Rocky Helmet. I could see maybe the Skarmory, or the Skuntank, or the Starmie. I could see her bringing Rocky Helmet spam against my team. As most people, I think most teams this season, I feel like they've been at least wanting to bring 2 Rocky Helmets against my team. So I decided to bring Crash this week. And then I decided no Ice Shard. I didn't think it really did well against the team. The only things I'd be Ice Sharding is maybe Starmie if he gets a rapid spin off, which is not doing a lot. Scarf Kyurem, the Arctizolt, and once it's in Hail, and none of those are taking any more than 15% from Ice Shard, which it could end up mattering, but I don't think the Ice Shard's gonna be super great against her. Locking myself into it with Choice Band. So. Next, we got a Cobra Berry Necrozma. I didn't really know what item to throw on it for a while. For a while, I just considered just throwing on the Twisted Spoon for the Photon Geyser boost. But so far, her only priority on her team is just Sucker Punch on Skuntank, Sucker Punch on the Trevenant, and Sucker Punch on the Ryperior. So that's not really something I was really too concerned about. Just literally Sucker Punch. So that's why I decided on Cobra Berry, especially because I think she might bring the Skuntank, and I'll get into why I think she'll bring the Skuntank here in a bit. But hit the DD set, not meant to win the game this week. Much as I've been trying to put not have the crows, but to put in the work, I don't think I'm gonna win this week. I think it'll either set up the win for a Banded Weavile late game, or for that NIHLEGO set. I really have confidence in it working. So just DD, Photon Geyser, Earthquake, Heat Wave hits her team pretty well. Starmie can take the hits pretty well, but something I'll go into is that Starmie's going to be a problem, so any chip on it's going to be nice. Heat Wave for the Skarmory, and then maybe the Buzzwole. Photon Geyser I think just ends up being more at +1, but we'll see. And it does depend on her spread. And Photon Geyser obviously for our main stab. It's creeps as certain stunting creep, and it has enough special defense, or no, special attack to a KO Skarmory with Heat Wave. So that's what we're doing there. Next we got Aromatisse with Moonblast, Wish, Aromatherapy, and Protect. I originally had Nasty Plot over Aromatherapy because I was afraid that Starmie is just gonna. This is my response to Starmie pretty much. And Starmie, if it's bringing like Toxic and Recover, it's just gonna be able to beat my Aromatisse 1v1. And then it's just like, why did I even bring Aromatisse if it's not even able to do its job? And pretty much Nasty Plot was really just only for that. And I think if my everyone else on my team gets Toxic down, then it's really gonna be a problem. And so I decided I'd bring Aromatherapy. It's gonna come down to PP stalling with like recovers and toxics and all that. So I gotta be smart about that. Moonblast shield is like 30 to 40%, depending on her investment, but hopefully we can do enough. We can at least put it in range for my just for anything else to take it out later in the game. And honestly, I'm hoping she chokes and brings Analytic, because if she brings Natural Cure, I can get the Sludge Bomb Poison, or I can get the Toxic off on it with Baymax, and then I definitely want to throw Aromatisse at that point. So that's why we are running Aromatherapy instead, and then just Spadef just to hopefully take on some of her mons like Ninetales, Starmie, Kyurem, things like that. Next we got our Silvally Fighting here. And just multi-attack, Flamethrower, Parting Shot, and Defogger. I think that she's going to Hazard Stack. I think Hazard Stack is a very important part of her team. So with that, I really want to make sure that I have that defog potential and opportunity there. So I needed to bring a defogger, and so Silvally's coming. I didn't like my Mandibuzz matchup. I didn't like the Rotom matchup. So this was kind of forced to overcome. We got multi-attack. Obviously, I think fighting really does look nice against your team. Just the fighting multi-attack does pretty well. Flamethrower for the Buzzwole and for the Skarmory. Parting Shot just to get on out. I don't want to run U-turn because one U-turn doesn't really hit anything too well, except for maybe the Starmie. That would be nice, but I think that I want to keep my Silvally healthy. I want to keep my Silvally fighting as healthy as possible. I had to slow it down there. And then I don't want to be taking Rocky Helmet shit from U-turns if that's what I decided to do. So that's why I did that. My Silvally went through a lot of type changings. One, I wanted an Ice Resist, which left me with two choices: Steel type or Fire. I did not want Fire type because I didn't want to be chipped down. I didn't want to take 25% from rocks. If that's what if I happen to defog with it, I didn't want my rocker taking all that. And then I didn't choose Steel because I didn't really have a Buzzwole switch in. Even if it is defensive, I don't really have a Buzzwole switch in. So Silvally Fighting offers me a decent response to it. Nothing crazy, but decent enough. And then yeah, that's really about it when it comes to this team. Something I did consider was Magmortar. I really wanted to bring Magmortar, and it was pretty much I had my first four there, and then it was between Aromatisse, Silvally, and Magmortar. I threw on Aromatisse. I really like the Wish support that it brought, the Cleric support, and then it offers me a Spit Def Wall, which I really if you look at the first four, it's really very offensive builds, and so I really needed that defense on my team. Even if she is like a stall team, I still needed that, and so I thought Aromatisse was going to be really nice. And then I needed to bring a defogger, and so unfortunately Magmortar, despite having a really good matchup this game, did have to sit on the bench this week. Something I need to keep in mind is counting kill turns. I need to be careful of any fire coverage on the team, like Clefable and Blissey. I need to find out if that's an Unaware or Magic Guard Clefable. That's very important. I need to figure out if that's a Natural Cure Analytic Starmie. And I need to keep track of screens and see what we can do there. Of course, we can defog it away or brick break it, but we'll have to see what she does. So when it comes to her team and her Starmie, I don't know what kind of Starmie she's going to bring, and that's really the scariest thing. I think Starmie's going to be a real trouble for me to break if she is like a bulky kind of recover offensive set. I think it can definitely be scary with like Toxic. I need to keep in mind that it does get flip turn, and that's kind of annoying. And I think she might be forced to bring Grass Knot, but maybe not. I think honestly, just like dual stab Toxic Recover just runs to my team. And I think that's probably what she's gonna bring. But maybe she's scared of the Gastrodon for some reason, and she wants to run Recover. Or I mean Grass Knot. Or maybe she really wants the initiative and wants to bring flip turn, and so she can't bring Toxic or something like that. So we just gotta check out what that Starmie is exactly. Next, we got that Ninetales gonna be brought for the screens. We gotta find out whether she's gonna be Icy Rock or if she's gonna be Light Clay or maybe she's some other item. I don't know, but she's gonna obviously come for the Hell setting. Gotta watch out for all the gimmicks that it could be running. Of course, I don't think its offensive capability is gonna be really good this game. I think it's really gonna be its utility that makes it shine when it comes to like Hypnosis, Encore, Pain Split, Roar. I think any of those are going to be fine, especially, and then of course Roar Bell. I think she's probably going to bring like Freeze Dry, Moonblast, and then 2 utility moves. I think that's probably what she's going to do with that. We got the Kyurem. Kyurem also very scary for my team. I don't know whether there's going to be Scarf, Specs, Life Orb, Boots, but I think just 4 attacks or just 3 attacks Roost. Either one of those is just going to be phenomenal against my team. Freeze Dry, Draco, Earth Power, Flash Cannon. I mean, that's really all the coverage she needs. If she wants to like opt to not bring one of those moves for Roost, definitely possible. And so that's something I need to be careful for. Yeah, Skuntank. The Skuntank, if I think it's coming, there's a very good chance that it's just going to be a Suicide Mon. And she's just going to run Aftermath with Rocky Helmet. And then I would get Double Iron Bashed with Melmetal. I would take, is an eighth, I think, for each Rocky Helmet. So then I'd take a quarter. And then I'd take another quarter because of Aftermath. And if she's able to, like, get a clean switch in after, like, Melmetal kill something, and then go into it, then she's able to also get off a Flamethrower. There goes my Melmetal. Like, that's it. And so I definitely think she could run that. Otherwise, I think she could run maybe like a Black Glasses set to stop my, or at least attempt to stop my Crowsbird from doing anything crazy, because that Sucker Punch could be very important. Next, we got a Buzzwole. I think it's going to be Fizz Def. I think it's going to be Rocky Helmet, just like Roost, Drain Punch, Leaf Life, and like Ice Punch maybe. Maybe she could use Toxic. I think that fourth is kind of up in the air, but I definitely think she's going to be a physically defensive Rocky Helmet Roost set. Like, I think that's pretty obvious thing. Maybe like bulk up on it, which could be a little scary, but I think we'll be fine. Next, we got Skarmory. I think it's going to be just hazard stacking. Maybe there's a chance that it's Iron Defense Body Press, but I think it's just going to be a hazard stacking set. And then she just brings Spin on Starmie, which could be an option. Next, you got the Clefable, and I think that it is just going to be Spadef Wall. Like I said, I got to find out whether it's Magic Guard or Unaware. She could bring Calm Mind. I could definitely see a Calm Mind set. And so I'm definitely going to have to just make sure I chip down that Clefable pretty heavily. The Trevenant. I don't like the Trevenant, but I think if it does get brought, I think it's a Will-O-Wisp Hex set. I think that could be a good bring for her. So, but I don't think she brings Trevenant this matchup. Got Blissey there. And Blissey just another like kind of Clef where it's just gonna sit there, provide support for the team. It can pass the wishes, it can Seismic Toss, it can Toxic or Thunder Wave. Probably carries Flamethrower, she probably carries Aromatherapy on it. So gonna be very annoying. And then lastly is the Arctozolt. Not lastly, actually there's 2 more mons. The Arctozolt, very scary for my team to switch into. I think just Freeze Dry, Bolt Beak, Icicle Crash sub. I think it's gonna be fine. I gotta find out whether she's gonna be Life Orb or Boots, but Arctozolt's gonna be very scary, I think, for the team to deal with as well. And lastly is Ryperior. That could be a Rock Setter, Stone Edge, Earthquake. I think just both of those moves do fine against my team. I don't think there's much else she has to bring. And then maybe like Dragon Tail just for phasing out, or Roar, and then like Toxic. I think that's just fine against her team. So that's something I need to be aware of. I need to be aware of Custap, Skarmory, in case she starts to do some shenanigans with that. And that's pretty much the entire team and my whole thought process going into this game. So hopefully everything ends up going well. Like I said, that Starmie's going to be very scary depending on how she brings it. Same with the Kyurem. I think if I didn't see one of those, that'd be amazing. And then I'm really hoping this NIHLEGO set works. I think I have a lot of faith in it working. So thank you guys so much for watching. Of course, this is going up on Thursday. If you guys are watching this on Thursday. The battle will be up tomorrow, or maybe it's already tomorrow, or even any day in the future past that. So of course the NCP playlist will be down below. You can go watch all the NCP videos there. Make sure that like button and of course subscribe for more NCP and Draft League content. Of course the UPBA is coming up here really soon. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. This has been T Slaps and I'm out.